got something to believe in. I can't wait to let it show.
Hello, world. Welcome to Experiment 55. My name is Kyle Olson, and I'll be your host for the show. This show comes from the brilliant, passionate artists that make up Space 55, a nonprofit theater company based in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. We're celebrating our 15th season, and circumstances being what they are, we decided to try something new. We're no strangers to unusual art and storytelling, but this medium is new for us, so we ask your patience as we learn to navigate these uncharted waters. So like many theaters, we're trying to stay afloat in this strange new world we find ourselves in. Our doors are shut until it's safe to bring audiences back in. So if you're interested in making a donation, you can do so by following the link in the description below. So this show, Experiment 55, will be divided into two halves. The first half will be a script reading of an original piece that I wrote. And the second half will be invited to a hang session that follows, where we'll get to know the actors better, and then we're going to play a little game that we've come up with. So in the meantime, let's get on with the show. Experiment 55 presents Our Present Troubles by Kyle Olson.
Thank you, sister. That'll be fine. I'll make sure to take a look at it after confession. Go in peace.
Am I supposed to start?
That is generally how it goes. I take it you've never been to confession, my child.
I'm not in the habit of confessing, well, anything, even under oath.
It begins, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned."
But you're not.
Not what?
A father. Well, not a real one. That's against the rules, right? The sins of the flesh and all that.
I've taken a vow of chastity, if that's what you mean. The title is an honorific.
And you feel you've earned it.
Earned what?
The honorific. It does have honor right there at the start. Do you consider yourself an honorable man?
This sacred space was not created to talk about the shepherd, but for him to hear the troubles of the flock.
The shepherd. Huh. You know what usually happens to the sheep in the end. And I don't just mean a good fleecing.
My child, you seem troubled. I don't think you came here for debate, but something did bring you here. What do you wish to talk about?
Straight to business, eh, Padre?
I have many sheep in my flock. What troubles you, my dear?
My name's Poppy. Did I need to tell you that? Oh, well, it's out there now. I'm not Catholic, but then I'm sure you figured that out already.
It didn't take a divine revelation. Please, confess your sins.
Well, that's how it goes, huh? I tell you the terrible things I've done, my sickness, and you give me a prescription of words. Say this chant X number of times, sing 3 hymns, then call me in the morning.
It's not quite like that, and different situations call for different methods. If your problem was medical, you'd be with the doctor. If it was mental, you'd visit a psychologist. But instead, you came here, which tells me your problem is spiritual in nature.
Well, that it is, Padre. That it is.
Then unburden yourself. Here, what you say is between you, me, and God.
Which one?
Pardon?
Which God?
Come now. I'm referring to the one true God, the Alpha and the Omega, who is and who was and who is to come, the Almighty.
Book of Revelations. Interesting choice to prove your point. One man's fever dream is another's divine prophecies, right? But speaking of the Bible, can I ask you something about the Ten Commandments?
Of course, my child.
This has always annoyed me. God's first commandment, his call me Ishmael moment, is thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Correct.
But why isn't it, I am the one true God and no other ones exist? Worship me because it's only me up here. The way it's written, it's got wiggle room. Other gods after me, well, that's cool, just as long as those other fools know they're coming in second.
Later in the Bible,
Yeah, I know. Later he starts saying, no, it's just me.
our Lord does state, remember the former things of old, for I am God and there is no other.
I am God and there is none like me. I know. But that's Isaiah. I'm talking about Exodus, like episode 2. He gets all big and bold later, but then, way back then, it's me first, not me only. 2 reasons come to mind.
Those being?
Well, first up, he's the new god on the block, so he doesn't want to piss off the Raw followers or Baal lovers in the house. You don't take shots at the king till you show what you can do.
And the other reason?
Perhaps there are more things in heaven and earth that are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Get behind me, Satan.
No, not that guy. Besides, wasn't that just JC making Peter feel like crap? I mean, the cornerstone of your whole deal is guilt.
Are you here to test my faith?
Why? Got some stones you want to make into bread? I'm a big peckish. No, Pops. The sin I'm here to confess is pride.
Pride.
Well, that's the one. It goes before a fall, I'm told. One of the 7 deadly, if I'm not mistaken.
Then what was all this talk about other gods?
Well, just preamble. Sometimes it's hard to talk about the thing, so you find another thing to talk about, kind of leads you into it.
And now you are ready to confess your sin.
Just about. See, I'm good at my job. I take pride in it. That's the good, non-sinful kind of pride. But I found out about this other schmo who was way better at it than me, and it kind of pissed me off. But it really pissed off my boss.
I'm afraid you're going to have to be more specific if I'm to help you.
I don't want to bore you with the details, so let me think how to put this so it's more exciting.
That won't be necessary.
Well, no, it's fine. I got it. Let's say that this girl is a thief, like started on the streets doing the dash.
What is doing the dash?
You don't know that one? It's a classic. You stand outside a place where the rich folk go, wait until one pulls out their wallet, you grab it, and dash. It's better when there's a couple of you running together so they don't know which one to follow.
Thou shalt not steal.
8th commandment. Pretty far down the list, but still made the top 10. So, this girl graduates to picking pockets, burglary, even up to grand larceny, which, in a weird twist of language, means stuff over 1K. So, a grand.
I assume this is you we're talking about, but you said your sin was pride, not theft.
I'm getting there, Padre. Just let the story flow. Now, this girl gets really good at stealing stuff. And she boosts cars, jewelry, art, even a rare dog once. But then one day she finds her boss is really mad.
Another mention of your boss. Is this person like a pimp, but for thieves? Are you under their sway?
This is not her story, dude. See, with all this girl had stolen, it couldn't hold a candle to this guy they found.
Now, a man is involved.
Look into the worst stuff in history, pal. You'll always find a guy at the heart of it. This guy had stolen 10 times what this girl had brought in and got away with it. Is still getting away with it.
And she became envious?
Your God isn't the only jealous one in the heavens, man.
What's that mean?
Never mind. So, check it. This girl had stolen thousands of dollars of stuff, but this guy, multi-millions, grafted it out of willing hands and used it for renovations on his place. Nice clothes, fancy food, snatched the money out of the donation plate and put it in his pocket.
So, this guy, he's in the clergy.
Now you're catching up. I say, boss, what's the big deal? You've got guys with golden parachutes ripping off pensions and floating away. What's the problem with this one sleazy dude?
And what did she say to that?
She said, if you've got a bad company doing bad things and the guy in charge is lining his pockets, then bad stays bad. But when good, nice, normal folks give up their cash with nothing but love in their hearts and someone takes it, then good money goes bad. And that's what set her off. Stealing from the kind. If your hell is real, I bet they got one of the worst rooms.
You're a reporter.
I'm a what?
Here to discredit the church. You're a godless muckraker trying to discredit a pious man of God.
Man, I don't even think God wants to know you.
How dare you?
And you haven't been paying attention. I'm the girl. Duh. I'm a thief and a damn good one, but you, Father, you're cold-blooded.
I don't have to sit here and listen to this.
You kind of do if you want to respect your calling. You spent all this donated moolah fixing up the house the church gave you that you live in rent-free, and then thousands more paying to have it clean. That's chutzpah and a ripoff.
You have no proof.
Well, we are in a confessional, and I've heard confession is good for the soul. Anything you'd like to get off your chest? You can start, forgive me, sister, for I have stolen so much money.
You feckless atheists. You'll do anything to destroy those of faith and the sanctuaries they've built.
Whoa, look how the tone has changed. I'm not an atheist. I'm whatever the opposite is, a pantheist, I guess.
What does that mean?
Well, I've got a few more stars in my sky than you, and a different book of lessons I follow. Mine's got a lot less rules.
So you're here to extort me?
No way I'm touching any of your cursed cash. Nope. I'm here to deliver a message from my boss.
What message?
Lean closer and I'll tell you. Stay in your lane.
Ah!
Shh. No screaming yet. The metal spike in your hand is keeping in most of the blood. You think it hurts now. Man, it's really gonna hurt when I pull it out. That's when you can scream. So I'm just gonna keep my hand over your mouth for now, cool? Here's what's going to happen. A priest attacked during a confession? Well, the congregation and the community is going to rally around you. You're going to use that opportunity to announce a brand new outreach program where you're going to open your coffers and start spending all that money that you've been holding for God.
Whoa.
And I'm not talking about new hymnals or pretty vestments. I mean, feeding the hungry, clothing the needy. I'm sure you can find some passages about it in your good book. You're going to turn positively Franciscan. Oh, I don't think they taught you that kind of language at seminary. We don't care about these specifics, only the intent. And you mend your ways. Stop stealing and do your freaking job. Think of me as all 3 Christmas ghosts in one painful visit. And if this doesn't happen, well, one day you're going to be leaning down with that common cup and one of these metal spikes is going to go right into your ear. A little extra blood in the cup that Sunday, eh, Padre? Let's see. You've got your penance. I guess we'll skip the words of absolution this time. Spike is coming out. Screams are going to start. And then the changes can begin. Well, look at it this way. Maybe you'll get a cool stigmata out of this. Pass the peace, Padre. Amen.
All right, come on, clapping your hoses. That was amazing. Okay. So let's meet our wonderful performers. So first, playing the newly pierced Padre is Mr. BJ Garrett. Woo!
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Pleasure to meet y'all out there in cyberspace. Thanks for joining us.
So BJ is also the creative director of Space 55, and he's the guy who authorized this weird little venture that we're trying for here.
I'll do credit to our producer of the show, Kyle and Aleks, for putting this together.
So I'm doing, we actually had a host, but some circumstances changed, so I'm having to produce and host at the same time. So forgive me if I look away. I'm doing all of my producing things at the same time.
But our host, Sarah Starling, will be back for next week's Experiment 55.
Yep,
so
yep.
Buckle up. We're not done yet, and she'll be back.
So, your scene partner then, playing this one, playing Poppy, is Miss Ryan L. Jenkins. Woo! There she is.
Hello,
Cool, look, we're all close. So, all right. So, thank you guys for doing this. This it was really cool. This is something I wrote a little while ago, and I've been sort of keeping it in my back pocket. So it was very exciting to see it finally realized. So, let's talk about the acting bug. So, when did you guys first get the bug, and what was your first production? Yeah, Ryan, you can go first.
This is a sticky question because it depends on who you ask. If you ask my parents, I've been acting my whole life. But I would say I went into study theater in 2010. I graduated with a BFA in 2014, and then moved from the Midwest out here to Arizona that following year.
Whereabouts in the Midwest?
Illinois.
Oh, me too. Chi-town.
By trade.
That's right. Joliet, baby.
Oh, hi.
I know. We come a long way.
Running from the snow, you know.
That's right. Exactly. What about you, BJ?
I did my first play in 1997, my freshman year of high school. I did The Odd Couple. I was Murray the cop in The Odd Couple in high school, and never looked back. It's been a long road. I'm getting old.
All right, so then let's go to favorite roles. Like, what was of all the things you've gotten to do on the stage, what was the one that you were like, either man, I nailed that, or wow, I'm glad I got a chance to do
that? Let's see, favorite. I love every single thing that I get to do, but I guess in terms of what's been the most fun, the most challenging, I guess, let's say I would say it was probably anything you hear and only half of what you see, which I did a few years ago with Stray Cat Theater.
Oh, that's by Ron Hunting.
Yes, and it's a wonderful play. It's also a film that I hear is amazing as well. And just because I work so hard to be one of the most cheerful and accommodating people, it was very much a struggle at the start to play this main character who was a boss lady. I don't know if we can swear here, but
it's the internet.
But lady is the nice term I'll use. And the rehearsals were fun. They were challenging, and finally they were like, "You're still playing a little too nice." And I ended up tapping into my mother. I'm like, oh, that's who you want. You want that scary that scary aspect. Like all moms can do it, but my mom is very, very proficient at it's time to get serious.
And
so.
did your mother know that you did this?
I called her and told her about the conversation. Like I literally blurted out in rehearsal, like, "Oh, you want me to be my mom?" Oh, okay, I got it.
Oh yeah, we got lots of friends over at Stray Cat, so yeah, they do some amazing stuff. What about you, BJ? Favorite roles? Memorable roles doesn't have to be something you did good in. You're doing bad in if you.
Well, I don't do good in most things, so I have to default to memorable. I think there are two shows that stick out right now, and it probably changes with the tides, but at Space 55, actually, back in 2014, we did Mr. Burns, a post-electric play by
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like it was such an effort to pull that show off at Space 55 because it hadn't been published yet. Officially, it was like still like off Broadway, and it had been done in Britain.
The ink was still wet on the pages.
Yeah, I believe we were the West Coast premiere. And when we got the rights to the show, we didn't even have the music. And then about 2-3 weeks into rehearsals, the publisher reached out to us and said, "Hey, we found the music. Here's the music." And then we found out how complicated the music was for the show. And just between the fact that we're a very DIY theater and a lot of technical things had to go right to pull that off. And Charlie Stake directed that and did a bang up job. And we had a phenomenal cast of people working on it. We had a live band, very technically complex. So I really look back on that one with a lot of pleasure because it was very difficult. And while I don't think we crushed the box office with it, I really look back at that one fondly. And then 2 years ago, I did God of Carnage at Ghostlight Theater. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, that script, I love that script. And it was a 4-person cast, and we're all very close. Some of my very favorite people to work with on the planet. Actually, Amy Garland, who's part of the ensemble at Space 55, was part of it, and then Scott Hyder and Carrie Ellen Jones. And it was, if I could work with those 3 people forever, like I'd be a perfectly content actor. I love working with all sorts of people, but I can't ask for better scene partners than those 3. So those are my favorites right now. You directed a fair amount too. Ryan, have you directed?
No.
Is that something you would like to do, or are you for the main stage?
I've been asked about it before.
Yeah.
I love the stage and I love acting. I think when I feel like I've gotten to a point where I've done everything that I can on the stage, then I think I'll be a little more like ready to sit down and see what I can help other people do. Yeah.
I understand that. So, okay, so let's talk dream roles then. So, like, let's say, Ryan, I'll go start with you first. Like, what if you had your choice? Like, you basically the entire Samuel French catalog is in front of you. Like, what is it that you would like to have? Top of the resume.
Only Samuel French.
No, absolutely. You can go as far and wide as you want.
Shakespeare by trade, so I would have to say, I've been really, really hoping someone soon does Antony and Cleopatra, or Merchant of Venice, because I believe Portia is just an amazing female Shakespeare character.
Yeah. Would you play Hamlet?
Yes.
I wish I was making you the offer right now.
We don't turn down roles over here.
Right.
Especially if you're gonna give me Hamlet, I'm like, okay,
yeah.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
I think that'd be really interesting. What about you, BJ? Dream roles? I'd say since you have both, let's say dream roles for performing, like what would you like to do, and then dream roles, dream production in terms of what would you like to direct.
I've always loved Lion in Winter, and I would love to do that in an actual, like we did that when I was in high school.
Because that's the best time for it. You're 13, wearing a big beard.
It's such a dark, like meaty, like actor's dream of a show to do. You know, and I probably for at least another minute or two, I might be age appropriate to still play Richard. You know, I might, and then I've got like a 20-year break, and then I can maybe come back and try to play Henry, actually, which I think eventually I'd love to take a crack at that. I read new scripts all the time, and I always find new stuff I want to do and try. It's hard to, my attention span is short for roles, but I've always wanted to do Lion in Winter.
Is that performing and directing?
No, I don't think I would direct a show. I don't think that's, I mean, I love directing all kinds of stuff, but I don't think that's on the top of my list to direct. I'll tell you honestly right now, the show that's on the top of my list to direct is a show that I'm actually going to direct this upcoming season at Space 55, but I can't say yet.
Oh yeah. See, hey, this is an ongoing show, so like you're gonna have to tune in to find out what it is. Because I know what he's talking about, and you do not want to miss it. Yeah,
I can't wait to put that one together. Provided that knock on wood that our season goes off and you know people are in the theaters, because it wouldn't come off virtually. But if we don't do it this year, we'll do it next year. It'll get done. But that's right now the show I want to direct most is the one I'm directing next.
Always a good answer. So Ryan, you've done a fair amount of Shakespearean. You've been doing readings in this, right? Like you've been doing Zoom.
A few here and there.
What do you think of it?
Shakespeare. It's different. There's definitely been some challenges, but it's been really inspiring to see people coming together and doing the thing no matter what, and that there is still an audience and people are tuning in. Some groups that I've worked with are doing talkbacks, and people are coming with amazing questions, and I'm really inspired to see what this trial and experimentation part of what's going on, how that's going to translate into the future of theater.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we call the show Experiment 55, because we're just trying stuff out to see what works. As you've already seen, we've already had some technical problems today. So this is all part of being in theater. So let's talk about advice you've gotten. So like you've always obviously have worked with a lot of actors. You work with a lot of teachers who have done it. What was some of the best acting advice that you've taken, or even stuff that someone said to you and you had no idea what they meant until years later, and you kind of went, "Oh, that's what that means." Well, see, while you're thinking, I can say one of the best as a writer. One of the things I always hear was write what you know. So I always assume it's like, okay, so I'm a poor college student, so I'm supposed to write about poor college students, and like it wasn't until years, even decades later, that it was like, no, know what you know to be true. Like whatever you feel like, if you think that people are inherently evil, that's what your truth. That's what you need to write. Like that's like those kind of things. It was like, oh, it was like the penny finally dropped, and it's like that's what it meant. It doesn't mean like only the things you've experienced. It's only what you have learned and seen and believed. Who's got something? Or have I stumped the panel?
No. One of the things and what they always drilled into us at the University of Illinois was you start with yourself. And you bring parts of yourself to the character. So there have been times where, let's see. One example, we did the Scottish play with Flagstaff Shakespeare Festival a few years ago, and I played one of the witches. And the actor they cast as Macbeth is a amazingly talented individual, but also like very, very striking. And so the witch was just like, that is the guy. I am Team Macbeth. This is, until he starts demanding that we tell him everything. And then it's like, no, I don't like you anymore. But so just starting with that initial like Like, oh, I think he's really attractive, and using that, to fuel character intentions and things like that. You start with yourself.
Yeah, I like it. What about you, BJ?
I mean, I've gotten so much good advice over the years, but there's certain things that I continually come back to that are more mechanical than anything else, because I always feel like I can walk around the hallways of a theater and send myself down a path to get somewhere, usually, I think. But somebody, actually, Charlie Stake told me one time, and we did Uncle Vanya at Space 55, and he told me at the time, the verbs are your friend. When you're thinking about the most important word of a sentence that you have to say, just always start with the verb and build from that in the sentence, because sometimes we skip the verb. And if you think about how people talk and what's the most important thing to us, like I just talked about skipping the verb, the word skip is the most important part of that, right? If I say I skip the verb, like I'm changing the whole meaning of that sentence. I know a device that helps with this, but I can't repeat it on the internet. But there is a device that proper. I'll try to think of a way to adapt it that makes it more.
Or you can send people down the bread trail. It is the internet. They could just open a new tab and then
But I do think it's things like that. I think that it's easy for us as actors to see a paragraph of text and talk our way through it, and then we end up, inhabiting it a certain way without thinking about them as much about the meaning. So punctuation and verbs. Punctuation being a tie with verbs. Punctuation's your friend. Verb is your friend. Both of those things, especially for stuff when I haven't done a lot of Shakespeare. Ryan, sounds like you've done your fair share.
That's what they threw at us at the university. It was like, oh, you want to act?
Yeah. So I mean,
know your iambic pentameter.
Right, and exactly. So again, the verbs.
Yeah, there it is.
In there.
And yeah, I would definitely agree with the verbs. My script now, that's pretty much, you'll see circles everywhere, and most of them are the verbs. So
very cool. Okay, well, this would be a great place that I would just end it, but instead, we're going to have a little bit of fun, because we come up with a little game. So I'm going to introduce a couple of other members of our group here. So I asked my friend Gallo, one of the stars of the Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society, to join us. Let me bring her in. There she is.
Hello.
This is a last minute thing. I literally just called her up and said, "Hey, we need a fourth for this. Can you come in and join us?" So she's jumping in. And then playing the role of the master of games will be Aleks, my co-producer.
Hello. Hi.
So, hi. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
So, yeah, you want to go over some of the rules here, Aleks?
Yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to pretend like I didn't know what they were. Okay.
What?
What Kyle has is a group of accents. So it'd be like pirate or chicken. We've curated the really bad ones out. And then what we'll have you do is we'll have you read from a scene from the script that we sent you. And they are just random scenes from movies and a TV show. Yeah, so I think that's basically it. So Kyle's going to send you the accent, so we won't see it and the audience won't see it. But you'll, of course, know what scene it is. Otherwise, it's really confusing.
You might not know what accent it is.
That's true.
That's likely.
And then I have a fabulous wheel from Google that will randomly pick the names. And Kyle's also going to perform.
Yes, that's right. I'm in this game too, because I'm not here to humiliate. I guess I'm here to be humiliated as well.
All right. So let's start with a 2-person scene.
Okay.
Let's do. Google has picked Kyle.
Oh, okay.
And then let's see. And then the other person shall be. It picked you again, Kyle. It really.
Hey! All right, 2 accents. All right, here I go.
Let's go with Ryan, if that's okay. And then we'll do the first scene that's in the PDF.
Okay. Who is playing who?
Ooh, that is a good question. Okay, let's see. Well, let's swap. Let's do Ryan. Let's have you play Loki, and Kyle, we'll have you play Natasha.
Okay. All right. Let me get my card here. Hold on. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Okay. All right. Hey, Ryan, I have sent you a message.
Ding.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we're getting a lot of questions about BJ's mustache.
Actually, that was actually the second draw because the first one was a little too on the nose. So
I see. All right.
All right. So you're. I say you. I guess. Let's just let me have it be. Let me move everything else right here. Do. Okay. Whatever you want. Boy.
There's not many people that can sneak up on me.
But you figured I'd come.
After whatever tortures Fury can concoct, you would appear as a friend, as a balm, and I would cooperate.
I want to know what you've done with Agent Barton.
I'd say I've expanded his mind.
And once you've won, once you're king of the mountain, what happens to his mind?
Is this love, Agent Romanoff?
Love is for children. I owe him a debt.
Tell me.
Oh boy. Before I worked for S.H.I.E.L.D., I made a name for myself. I have a very specific skill set. I did not care who I used it for or on. I got on S.H.I.E.L.D.'s radar in a bad way. Agent Barton was sent to kill me. He made a different call.
And what will you do if I vow to spare him?
Not let you out.
No. But I like this. Your world in the balance. And you bargain for one man?
Regimes fall every day. I tend not to weep over that. I'm Russian. Or was.
What is it you want?
It's really not that complicated. I've got red in my ledger. I'd like to wipe it out.
Can you? Can you wipe out that much red? Dracov's daughter? Barton told me everything. Your ledger is dripping, it's gushing red, and you think saving a man no more virtuous than yourself will change anything? This is the basest sentimentality. Pathetic. You lie and kill in the service of liars and killers. You pretend to be separate, to have your own code, something that makes up for the horrors. But they are a part of you, and they will never go away. I won't touch Barton, not until I make him kill you. Slowly, intimately, in every way he knows you fear. And when he'll wake just long enough to see his good work, and when he screams, I'll split his skull. This is my bargain, you mewling Quim.
You're a monster.
No, you brought the monster.
So, Banner, that's your play.
What?
Loki means to unleash the Hulk. Keep Banner in the lab. I'm on my way. Send Thor as well. Thank you for your cooperation. And scene.
Poor thing.
Pull pirate and French out of there. Just so everybody knows what it's pirate and French.
Some parts are pirate.
The one you actually got, Ryan, was Shakespearean. And I was like, Loki already is Shakespearean. So that one, though you would be good at it, I was like, that's kind of what he already is.
I could have tried, maybe better.
Even more. Yeah.
And just nothing but pentameter.
That's right. So much red in your ledger.
So, shall we do another 2-person scene, or what are you thinking? 3-person scene, 4-person scene?
So you can do if you can spin the wheel if you want, or you can have Kara and BJ go because they haven't gone.
Yes, Kara, BJ. Hello, hi.
Hello.
Let us do let's just do the Dark Knight, shall we?
Ooh, I like it.
So that's going to be on page 12.
Got it.
Ooh, shuffling.
Got
shuffling.
it.
Kyle will send you your accents.
Mm-hmm.
It will be pirate and French again as well.
That could be interesting.
Just all night, yeah.
The Dark Knight.
Well done.
And then, I don't know. I guess Kara, I'll let you decide. Would you like to be Batman or Joker?
Oh no, I don't want to decide. I will be Batman.
Oh, okay. I was like, I will choose.
Oh, wait, I got a message. Oh, okay.
You now have your accents have been delivered. Okay.
Okay, just
It's
okay.
page 12.
Perfect. And just start whenever. Well, you wanted me here. Here I am.
I wanted to see what you'd do, and you didn't disappoint. You let 5 people die. Then you let Dent take your place. Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
Where's Dent?
Those mob fools want you gone so they can get back to the way things were. But I know the truth. There's no going back. You've changed things forever.
Then why do you want to kill me?
Kill you? I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Going back to ripping off mob dealers? No, you complete me.
You're garbage who kills for money.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not. Even if you'd like to be. To them, you're just a freak. Like me. They just need you right now. Oh, but as soon as they don't, they'll cast you out like a leper. There's morals, their code. It's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. You'll see. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. See? I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
Where's Dent?
You have these rules, and you think they'll save you?
I have one rule.
Then that's the one you'll have to break to know the truth.
Which is?
The only sensible way to live in this world is without rules. Tonight you're going to break your own rule.
I'm considering it.
There are just minutes left, so you'll have to play my little game if you want to save one of them.
Them?
For a while, I thought you really were, Dent. The way you threw yourself after her. Look at you go! Does Harvey know about you and his...
Where are they?
Killing is making a choice.
Where are they?
You choose one life over the other. Your friend, the district attorney, or his blushing bride-to-be. You have nothing. Nothing to threaten me with. Nothing to do with all your strength. Puh, tooth. But don't worry, I'm going to tell you where they are. Both of them. And that's the point. You'll have to choose.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Tooth.
I'm very glad you got to be the Joker because that was fabulous.
I don't know if the grumpy old man specifically was calling Dana Carvey out, but
Oh yeah, I can hear that now. Okay, let's do one more and then we can call it a night.
So
What do you
that
got
was
for us,
grumpy
Alex?
old man.
That was grumpy old. Yeah, it was grumpy old man. Sorry, that was
Okay.
grumpy old man and cowboy.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's the way it was, and we liked it.
it was sounding like one part wrestler, one part like
it was the Macho
Colonel
Man.
Sanders.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Oh, I should put that. I gotta
definitely-
put that one in.
I definitely got like old prospector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
He was looking
making
for
that a
gold.
custom card.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Macho
Oops.
man. All right, putting that in. That'll go in the mix.
Okay, let's do one more for up for it. Let's do a 3-person scene.
Ooh.
Yes, and it's actually from the show Gilmore Girls. Oh,
Yay!
you're the only one. I love it. Okay, so that's gonna be page 7, and let's let the wheel decide. Okay,
Wheel of morality. Turn.
we got BJ. Yay.
Okay.
Okay. We've got. If it says BJ again, I'm gonna throw my phone out the window. It said it again. Sarah,
I
Ryan,
really want to. That's
welcome to the 3-person scene.
Did you say my name? I didn't.
Yes.
What are the other 3? So it's BJ, Ryan, and Kara.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
Well,
I have Emily,
start.
Lorelai, and Richard.
I'll start sending them their wishes.
Does anybody have a preference?
Oh, I want to be Richard.
You got it. All right. So who wants to be Emily?
I picked last time, so please, BJ, go ahead.
Okay, I'll be Emily.
All right. Then you shall be Lorelai.
Your accents have been sent.
It's on page 7.
That's so funny. Okay.
Let me get out and let's get us out of here, and then off you go.
All right. Hi, Mom.
Lorelai, my goodness, this is a surprise. Is it Easter already?
I just got finished with my business class, and I thought I'd stop by.
To see me?
Affirmative.
Well, isn't that nice? Come in.
Thanks.
It hasn't changed.
Well, there you go.
So how are the girls at the bridge club?
So,
Oh, that's you.
how are the girls at the bridge club?
Old.
Well, good.
You said you were taking a business class?
Affirmative. I take a business class at the college twice a week. I'm sure I've told you.
Well, if you're sure, then you must have.
So, I'm executive manager at the inn now.
Really?
I run the whole place.
You must be busy.
It's just a matter of time before I can buy my own inn.
Well, won't that be something? The 2 women lapsed back into the silence for a beat. Would you like some tea?
I'd love some coffee.
Emily, I'm home.
We're in here, dude.
What is it? Christmas already?
Hey, Dad.
Lorelai was taking a business class at the college today and decided to drop in to see us.
What business class?
Well, she told us about it, dear. Remember?
No. Is she staying for dinner?
No, she's not. Look, I actually came here for a reason. Dad, could you maybe sit down for a minute?
You need money.
I have a situation.
You need money.
Would you please let me get this out? Please. Rory's been accepted to Chilton.
Tilton? Oh, that's a wonderful school. It's only 5 minutes from here.
I know it is. I've been trying for 2 years to get her in there, and now there's an opening, and we just found out about it. She can start as early as Monday. The problem is I have to put down an enrollment fee plus this semester's tuition, and I have to do it immediately or she loses her spot.
So you need money.
Affirmative. It's not for me, okay? It's for Rory. This is a great opportunity for her, and it would simply be a loan. I fully intend to pay you back every cent. I just can't let her miss out on something this important. I don't ask for favors. You know that.
Oh, yes. We know.
I'll get the checkbook.
Thank you. I can't tell you. Thank you.
I think that's good. I'm laughing too hard over here, anyways. Oh, that was nuts. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, let's see. As long as leave them laughing, right? All right. So thank you guys for doing this. This was super fun. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you had as good a time as we did.
Thank you.
So we will be. Like I say, anybody have anything they want to plug? Will be anything going on in your future you want to direct people's attention toward, or that you are going to be taking part in anytime soon?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to put it out there.
Tune in next week.
That's right. So we will be back here next week to do something completely different, and it should be fun. So thank you all for tuning in. Let's see if we can get our beautiful closing music.
Yeah, thank you, Soften, for the music.
Thank you for the music. Yeah, that's right. The link is below. You can check out his music. It's on Spotify, and he gratefully gave us this beautiful opening and closing theme, and we're incredibly grateful. So check out Space 55. Donate the link below if you have anything to spare, and we will see you here next week.
If you could just let go and use like little slivers of hard to